babies, dews, sugars, lows, lads, lilies, the garden, right? Picking it back up here, trying to get through supplement 64. Big monster here, 17 pages of this. We're going to pick it right back up where we left off with Thermopylae the mouse and taking selfies. I don't know. Let's get back into it. We're on page 10 of 17. Oh boy, here we go. All right. So now this one. All right. So 6 days after the event, 11:21 a.m., we got Heinley and Herman doing this interview with blank, 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 date of birth 1998. All right, 1998. At the MPD. Osborne. Well, thank you. You gave his name. Thank you. Now I can put a name to it. Osborne. Okay. Sought out police for a voluntary interview. Osborne told detectives he lived with his parents at in Princeton, Ohio. Princeton, Idaho. Oh my God. And his phone number was that. Osborne felt he needed to tell the police about a strange encounter he had with All right. Osborne explained he knew this person from from school, as they played football together in 2000. Okay. Did they? Wait. This guy's date of birth is... What am I thinking about here? So this guy's date of birth is 1998. Wow. All right. Weird. Well, how old is this guy? Okay. Unless I just can't figure out birth years. What is that, guys? So he's 2 years old, playing football together in school. Am I reading this wrong, guys? Oh my God. Maybe they meant 2010. That would make more sense, right? Yeah, he'd be what, 12? Right? I don't know. Anyway, Osborne stated he had not seen this person in a long time since then, but ran into him in a store in Potlatch, Idaho, about 2 months ago. Okay, so 2022. During that interaction, Osborne said they exchanged some pleasantries. Okay. And some fruit baskets. Hey, here's a fruit basket for you. All right. Well, we're in Potlatch. You never know. I have no idea what that means. But anyway, Osborne told, or this person told Osborne he was working as a in Moscow, Idaho. After a short conversation, the two went their separate ways. All right. On the 17th of November, 4 days after the event, at 5:15 p.m., Blank arrived home to see Blank outside of his house. Okay, that's weird. Blank appeared to be looking for something using the flashlight on his phone. Blank said his parents were not home at the time and his house was not equipped with cameras. Oof. Osborne said he got out of his truck, hugged this person, and decided to talk in Mp's truck as it was still running and warm. Okay. Osborne is a logger and had his tools and chainsaw with him and needed to move it to make room for this person to sit in the truck. Wonder what kind of truck that was. Weird. Blank told Blank he had recently learned how to use a chainsaw and was feeling the blade of the saw. Okay. All right. Blank told Blank his blade felt dull and he should sharpen it. Blank made room for blank, and the two of them got into the truck to stay warm. Osborne told detectives blank was drunk, as he could smell it, and he was moving slowly. Osborne stated they spoke in the truck for about 25 to 30 minutes. During that time, blank told him he was drinking, of course, and partying all the time. Only had one friend who blank knew to be this person, unknown spelling of last name, date of birth 2000, and wanted to hire him as a logger. Or whatever, right? Wow. Osborne told detectives his conversation with this person appeared to be a cry for help, as if he might have done something bad, or maybe idle, right? Maybe idle. Blank told blank he was tired and was going to go eat dinner at the local church. As blank went to get out of his truck, his brown coat lifted, and Osborne saw Weaver. Oh, thanks for putting this other person's name. Hey, thank you. So now we have Osborne and Weaver. Thank you. Thank you, ISP. Thank you for giving the names. Thank you. Anyway, so now we have Osborne and Weaver had what appeared to be a knife on his belt positioned at his back. Lovely. Osborne said the knife looked like a folding type and was in a leather pouch with a top flat button closure. This made Osborne feel very uneasy. Yeah, you don't say. Osborne, I'm surprised it didn't end the interview right there, guys, right? Surprised it is. Okay, end of interview. Osborne told detectives Weaver got out of his truck and went to his car as Osborne's girlfriend was pulling up. Weaver proceeded to throw up before driving away from Osborne's house. Weaver waited a little bit, then drove to the church and saw his car, what he described as a bearing Idaho license plate number that parked at the church. Now remember, this is 4 days after the event. Osborne, I'm guessing this is Osborne, did not go inside the church, only took a picture of Weaver's license plate and left. Okay. Excuse me. Wow. At the time of this interview, Osborne had not spoken to Weaver since that day. Osborne told detectives he had nothing else to add at that time, but was available for follow-up if needed. All right. After a law enforcement records check, Weaver, or I guess blank, was identified as date of birth 2000. Weaver has a teal-colored, Toyota Corona? No, I don't know. Had a teal register him bearing Idaho license plates. All right. Last known address was that in Potlatch, Idaho. See audio recording for full details. No further information at this time. Well, there you go. There's another viable suspect. Yeah. The suspect of the month, number 722. There you go. Now, could that just been a drunk interaction with a weirdo? Absolutely. It could have been nothing more than some, drunk, out of work. I don't know, whatever. Doesn't mean anything. Could be good, but still, there you go. There's another potential viable suspect, though. Wow. All right. On the 19th, 6 days again after the event, Herman called regarding tip number 72. Detective Herman left a voicemail. Blank returned the call at approximately 6:06 p.m. Blank reported the following. This person does not know any of the victims. Okay, let's go. On or around August 20th, 2022, Blank was working at in Moscow, Idaho. Blank was working in the kitchen and was told by the other workers there was an irate customer in the drive-thru. Okay, after the customer left, Blank found a post on Facebook by The post was made on August 20th, same day. The post stated the following. Okay, so public service announcement for the Moscow Pullman area. Oh, who's this idiot? Oh my God. I went to McDonald's and had a shitty cheeseburger. Now, we were going through the drive-thru, Taco Bell, Wendy's, I don't know. We're going through the drive-thru, and this guy in a dark blue pulled up behind us. As I was ordering a kid's meal for my kid, he started screaming at us and cussing at us because he literally had no air conditioning and was hot. Oh my God. He then proceeded to back out and pull away as we pulled forward to the window. He then pulled up behind us while we were waiting for our food. This MF literally pulled out a 6 to 7 inch blade knife, a 6 to 7 inch knife, and flashed it at me when I looked in my mirror, and then jabbed it towards my vehicle. He is absolutely psychotic. Sounds like, I don't know, 12 other people in Moscow that we could think of. Yeah, could be little G. I don't know. Who knows? He is absolutely psychotic. Edit. He had Washington plates. All right, maybe not. Maybe not. Little G's from Boise. I don't know. There you go. Another candidate. Who's this guy? I don't know. Oh my God. Blank also reported a suspicious Instagram account. The account is, This Instagram account was passed on to FBI Carrie Hadaway. Okay. Well, I don't know who this person is flashing knives in the drive-thru here, guys. Oh my God. Oh my God. No further info is available at this time. Great. Okay, on to the next tip here. 11/21, 8 days after the event, Herman spoke with regarding tip number 98. Blank owns the building at in Moscow, Idaho. This building contains 3 separate apartments. On the 12th of November, he and his wife stayed in one of the apartments because they're renovating. All right. He went to bed around 10:30 p.m. Sometime after midnight, early morning of the 13th, Weber. Oh, great. I'm glad they're giving some names here. Now we got a Weber. Okay, so this is Weber, whoever Weber is. Okay, thanks, ISP. Weber was awakened. Weber was awoke. No, Weber, oh my God. Weber was awakened by a voice calling out the name Jesse. Okay, interesting. All right, and what else? After that, at an unknown time, Weber was awoken by the sound of a low-tone vehicle exhaust accelerating away from the area. Weber did not look at the times these events occurred. Weber provided the following names of tenants living at and living there. All right, no further information is available at this time. Very good, very good. All right, another one. Okay, November 30th. November 30th. Herman spoke with date of birth 1983. Regarding date of birth 1982. All right. Oh, blank has worked for blank at the blank since approximately 2017. During that time, blank got to know this other person of the The was was and he believed this person was the from some time before 2017 until May of 2022. Was the what? Mayor? Oh. Okay. Blank described this person as always jovial with some dark humor. Blank believed blank to be a United States veteran, military veteran, who did something with blank wore glasses. Okay. Blank called in a tip because he had heard this person was let go from this business due to Peeping Tom incident. He did not have first-hand knowledge of the incident, but believed was caught using binoculars or a camera to spy through the windows of sorority girls behind the believed behind the whatever. Blank believed blank was inside the while spying across the alley into the sorority houses. Here you go. Now, this other person's date of birth is 1982. So it's not little g. It's not that psycho. It's not Jack S. Someone born in 82. Older little psycho. All right, he recalled running into this person at Walmart shortly after being let go. Running into this person at Walmart shortly after being let go from told he left to work for this other place because it was a better job. Blank was unsure. He was unsure if this person still works for Blank believed blank has family in the Tri-Cities, Washington area. He believed his co-worker may have more info about this other person and his personal life, the Peeping Tom veteran. He also believed who is a blank for the blank may have more details of the specific Peeping Tom incident that this person was involved with. Blank's office number is that. Further research from the Latah County court case number for the incident to be Okay, so there was so this was reported, and there's an incident about there's an incident on file for this. Okay. Detective Herman reviewed the reports and contacted the charging office of Moscow Police Department Officer number 167 blank blank. Okay. All right. Next, okay, now we got another, now so that switches to a different one now. Okay, now this is a different one. On the 30th of November, okay, police detectives William Adams and Herman spoke with at regarding tip 3633. This person reported he was working at this place and had a suspicious man apply for a job on September 27th, 2022. The applicant's name was During the interview, he told he left his employment at because of a Peeping Tom incident. Well, that's always a good way to get hired at a new job, right? Is to say that. Blank told Blank he quit his job at by not showing up to work out of embarrassment after the Peeping Tom incident. Blank reported his home to be at the end of on in Moscow, Idaho. See recording D1 for details. Okay, on to the next one. At approximately 12:38 p.m. on 11:30, Detective Herman contacted this person on phone number on the blank blank stated he was currently living at this place in Moscow, Idaho, and working at this place. He stated he knew why his name would be on a list because of his history. Okay. Well, you already know that. Okay, that's not good, right? You know you're going to be on the list. Oh my God. He explained the following regarding his whereabouts on the 12th through the 13th. Okay, where were you? What were you doing? He stated on the 12th he was most likely hanging out with his friends, blank blank, and blank blank at their house off of this road in Moscow. Further research found this person's date of birth, 1972, living at in Moscow, Idaho, with whose date of birth was 1975. Okay, older, a little bit older here. All right, let's see. At 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. hours on Saturday the 12th, blank left blank blank and headed home to blank's apartment. To blank. Oh, God. He stated he may have stopped at a gas station, but he does not remember. He stated he does not have any roommates and he did not leave his apartment until approximately 8 to 9 a.m. on Sunday the 13th. When he left his house, he went back over to this other person's house, okay? So he didn't leave his apartment until about 8 or 9 a.m. on the 13th when he went to this other person's house, okay? After the phone call ended, blank called Detective Herman back and stated he may have been home alone the night of the 12th. Okay, he could not remember if blank had a local volunteer search and rescue meeting at her house that weekend in order to prepare for an upcoming conference. Okay. Blank provided Detective Herman with and phone numbers. He advised that would be able to provide specific details on that. All right. He expressed that his want to help eliminate himself as a suspect in any way possible and volunteered to provide a DNA sample. Okay, there you go. That's, well, hey, right, that's what you would do, right? Especially if you know your name's going to come up. You want to provide a DNA sample, right, to get ruled out. That's logical. Detective Herman, instead of playing games with the DNA, and making yourself appear even more suspicious by refusing, right, Professor? Detective Herman scheduled a meeting with this person for 5 p.m. on December 1st. On December 1st at approximately 4:30 p.m., Idaho State Police Detective Herman and Brown met with this person at in Moscow, Idaho. Herman checked Idaho's driver's license to confirm his identity. He stated he knew his alibi of being home alone the night of the murders unalivings was not very good. No. So he wanted to volunteer his DNA. Okay. Interesting. Detective Herman collected 2 DNA swabs from him and entered them into Moscow Police Department evidence on December 1st. And now, well, what happened to them? We don't know. No further info available at this time. All right, interesting. Interesting. So this person has some self-awareness, at least. He knew he was home alone, and he realized that kind of alibi wouldn't look good. Little paranoia, some paranoia going on here, definitely. But did volunteer his DNA. So there you go. That's interesting. I don't know what happened with that. Let's see. December 1st, again, approximately 6:05 p.m. now. Matthew Heinley and Herman conducted a phone interview with this person, date of birth 2002, 19 or 20-year-old, at blank, the Moscow Police Department, and recorded the phone call. See recording D7, all right, whatever. Okay, she told detectives she was lives at the sorority house. Okay, she was a sorority person, whatever, lives at the sorority house. She stated she knew from being in the same rush group and met through and who were mutual friends. She said she had known this person and this person since about August of 2021. Okay. She described to detectives her activities during the day of the 12th and the early morning hours of November 13th as follows. Okay, this is what she was doing. Went to blank for a barbecue around 1 p.m. with this person or persons with unknown spelling of last name for one of them. Blank, unknown phone number. Blank, unknown phone number, and blank, who's brother, unknown phone number. Lovely. Went to the Vandal game around 3 or 4 p.m. with and with unknown phone number, and another person who unknown phone number. So quite a few people were going to the game with, it looks like. Okay, she stayed at the game till about halftime, then went back to and was there until around 8:30 p.m. Yeah. Blank, she then went to with and unknown phone number, so she could change to go to 21st birthday party at a and out of house residence on unknown house number. She left around 11:30 p.m. with and went to this other house. While at this other house, blank and blank hung out with Xana and Ethan in that apartment. Okay. All right. She hung out for a couple hours at this frat/apartment house and ran into blank at around 12 or 12:30 a.m. Okay, blank told blank she couldn't get drunk and made a statement to the effect of she wasn't feeling it. Okay. All right. Blank stated at one point this person told her she wanted to go to the Avenue in Moscow, but blank was not ready to leave yet. Okay, she left the house and went to the lodge. There's the lodge, and hung out for a while. Blank and blank left there around 1:15 or 1:30 a.m. and went to another house here. Blank did not go with to this person's house. At M's house was blank, unknown phone number, blank, blank, another unknown phone number, and this blank, 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 roommate, unknown phone number. She said, only stayed for approximately 10 minutes, then walked home. Blank left blank's house at around 3:30 a.m. with and went to the Pi-Fi to drop off, and went to blank so blank could eat. Clear as mud, right, guys? Clear as fucking mud. Clear as mud. Good grief. Okay, so could eat. After blank ate, she and this person went to this other house, blank, and stayed the night there. She described her activities on the day of the 13th after waking up as follows. She woke up around 10 or 11 a.m., went home, showered, grabbed food, coffee, and went back to there. She found out about the unalivings from somebody, from blank. Okay. At around 7 or 7:30 p.m., went to the blank hotel where Dylan and Bethany were staying. Right? Maybe. Blank left the hotel around 9:30 p.m. with parentheses, and She told detectives while she was at the hotel, wow, okay. So we're at the hotel. All right, let's, okay. Okay, while she was at the hotel, Dylan or Bethany told them she saw someone in the house, fucking Dylan. All right, here we go. We got the prime in action again. So she told detectives while she was at the hotel, Dylan told them she saw someone in the house wearing a ski mask and had made eye contact with them, but didn't know what was going on because she was out of it. Fucking, oh my, Dylan, my prime. You're spreading your little story around the hotel room to everybody. So you hope they believe your bullshit. Yeah, this is what Dylan's doing all day. She's telling her fucking bullshit story to anybody who will listen to her. Yeah, because she was out of it. This struck this person as odd because she remembered Dylan saying she wasn't getting drunk that night. There you go. So what is it, Dylan? Were you drinking or not? My guess is yes, she was. But just because she said she wasn't trying to get drunk doesn't mean she'd end up getting drunk. Just saying. But still, it's interesting. The prime, we know she lies all the time. So it would not be hard to imagine her saying one thing and then doing the exact opposite, right? That's the prime for you. She's a constant liar. Constantly lies and exaggerates. Anyway, Blank also said in a previous point in the interview that shortly after Dylan moved into the house, she had made comments about not feeling safe at the house because of where her room was in relation to the door, and she felt she was being watched. Okay, Blank did not know anything further about that specifically. Now, this could be either Dylan or Bethany saying this. That's shortly after, it could be Bethany, because her door is right by the front door, right? So that could be Dylan or Bethany, either one there. But they didn't feel safe and they felt like they were being watched. I mean, again, that could be typical paranoid young college female behavior. I don't know. Could be that. Oh, maybe overly cautious. Whatever. But still, It's interesting. Okay. She also told detectives about an instance where Kaylee was followed by a male. Okay, again, this story has gotten around a lot. She was followed by a male while she was at the Winco. She explained the male followed her into the store and out to her car. She did not know any other specifics about that incident or encounter. Again, that's another time we're hearing about this Winco stalking thing. And this person was never charged, even though his behavior is very, very, very creepy here. And again, we keep hearing about this Winco encounter. Okay, she explained the deceased and Bethany and Dylan were pretty good about the security at the house and did not just give out the door code. I don't believe that. I think we've heard from other people that, but many others there was at least a handful, if not more, that had the door code. And again, you're not telling everybody who you're giving the door code to, right? You're probably forgetting. Okay, yeah, you can have the door code. And then are you going to remember to tell the rest of your roommates that you gave the door code out? Probably not, especially the way they partied. No. So, no. My guess is at least a dozen people must have had that fucking door code, if not more. That's just my guess, though. Yeah, I don't believe that at all. When asked if she could think of anybody who would want to do this, she told detectives about her and this is all blocked out. Okay. She told detectives about her blah 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 long string, unknown phone number. She said when she emailed him about missing class, he mentioned to her he also lived on King Street, and blank thought maybe he would have seen or heard something. Okay. She described blank as red-eyed, always tired, and stressed out, but was a good So again, we're talking about a professor here, correct? We're talking about a professor. Because she emailed him about missing class. I'm guessing that is a professor she emailed. He mentioned to her he also lived on King Street, and she thought maybe he would have, and blank thought maybe he would have seen or heard something. She described him as red-eyed, always tired, and stressed out, but was a good what? Professor? Prof? Was a good what? Dad? I don't know. To me, I think this is a professor, again. Could be totally wrong. All right, end of report for that. Interesting. Okay, interesting stuff here, guys. Talking to Dylan at the hotel later that night. Dylan still talking about her story to anybody who'll listen to her. Fucking prime. Always lies. You never know what the prime is saying to be true. She's lying here, telling the truth a little bit here, goes back to more lying. All right, that's the end of that one. Now we get to vehicle canvassing. We're still in the same supplement, guys. Same supplement. This is still 64, page 14. Yeah, this one's a beast. We're getting through it, guys. All right, the 27th now, vehicle canvassing. So Adams and Herman canvassed multiple addresses for Hyundai Elantras. So, this is 11/27. So 2 weeks after the unalivings, they're looking for Hyundais. They're looking for Hyundai Elantras. Okay. So we got one in Albion, Washington, a blue Elantra at house with gold Honda Accord Washington State plates. Another one in Albion, no vehicles at this address. Colfax, Washington, no Elantra at that residence. Colfax, Washington, no vehicles at house. Colfax, Washington, Elantra bearing Washington plate at residence along with Washington plate and Idaho plate. Okay. Okay, blank in Endicott, Washington, no vehicles at that address. St. Washington and St. John, Washington, unable to locate the address. In St. John, Washington, address too far away from road to see vehicles. That's some good canvassing. Okay. In Rosalia, Washington, no Elantra at that address. In Rosalia, Washington, no Elantra at that address. In Oakdale, Washington, unable to see vehicles due to snow cover and distance from the road. Oh my God. In the Palouse region, Washington, address is a business, no cars parked there. In Palouse, Washington, no Elantra at this address. Blank, blank. And then we get blank, blank. On December 12th, in December 2nd, too many twos. December 2nd, 2022, at approximately 10:48 a.m., Idaho State Police Detective Cody Herman again placed a recorded call to regarding tip number 5073. All right. She had explained, the tip now had explained she had been living at Avenue in Moscow, Idaho since approximately August of 2022. She lives at this house with two roommates, blank blank, whose date of birth is 2001, and blank blank. I'm sorry, and Okay. Looks like three roommates, but whatever, maybe not. She reported an incident of an intruder, which occurred sometime around the end of August or the beginning of September. She was home alone around 9 p.m., sitting on the couch in the living room. She heard the unlocked front door open and looked toward the hallway, which leads to the front door, to see who was coming inside. She observed a 25 to 30-year-old white male stop at the entrance to the living room as soon as he saw her. She described the male as tall and super skinny, wearing warm clothing, which was inconsistent with the warm weather. He had shoulder-length dark brown hair and a medium-sized, couple inches, unkempt brown beard. She described remembering him looking like Jesus. Wow. She said, "Can I help you?" And the male did not respond. She then said, "You need to leave." Fucking hell, guys. At this point, the male turned around and hastily left the residence. She stated the male kind of fell against the walls while leaving, and she suspected he may not be sober. Okay. Hey, we are in Moscow, Idaho, so I think that's a high probability. Yeah, like everybody else in that fucking town. God almighty. Ridiculous. As the male, hey, there's some good corn moonshine, I'm guessing. Corn woman, I want to make some corn with you. Can you pick some corn with me, corn woman? Let's make some moonshine, baby. All right. As the male went outside to tumble around, I guess, in the street, she got up to lock the door and look outside. She observed this guy running westbound on Taylor Avenue towards the A&W. She stated he looked intoxicated while running away. Like a flapping chicken in the wind, right? Chicken flapping in the wind. Blank stated she was sober and had not consumed any alcohol prior to this incident, but afterwards she did bust out a bottle of vodka she was saving. Okay. Detective Herman asked her if she had previously spoken with police about the evening of 11/12, and she said she had. Yes, I did. She recalled speaking with an unknown Moscow police officer a couple days after the unalivings, the homicides. She provided the officer with a detailed account of everything she did that night, so Detective Herman did not touch on those details. Okay. Okay, but then Detective Herman, did you go back then and revisit those details? Who knows? Detective Herman asked her about her knowledge of the King Roadhouse. She stated she had been to multiple parties there and was closest with Ethan and Xana. She described the parties they had as mostly open to people if they were friends of friends and not causing any problems. Okay, heard that before as well. She stated she had heard rumors of Xana and Ethan using substances such as Adderall or Coca-Cola, but she had never seen in person. But she had never seen, I guess, the use in person. She believed most of the residents living at the King Street may occasionally do that, may occasionally dabble in that. Okay. No further info available at this time. Well, that's nice. Again, we're starting to get into good information here, and then there's nothing. Then it gets dropped. All right. Moving on. Next one here, guys. Couple more pages and we'll wrap it up. On the 12th, December 2nd, 2022, Detective Brown spoke with manager regarding incident number 4713. He provided all transactions under $3 which occurred on 11/12. Okay. A quick review of these receipts showed only two transactions on November 12th, which were for $2.64. One occurred at 10:57 a.m. and the other occurred at 3 p.m. on the 12th. All right. She stated she was going to get video footage from the 12th between 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Yeah. Blank, she was going to drop the footage off at the Moscow Police Department when it was done and reference incident number 4713. The receipts were entered into Moscow police evidence. Now, okay, guys, why are we looking at transactions that would be under $3? Why would we be interested in that? Interested in transactions under $3, and there are only two of them. I don't know. So what is this about? Why are we looking at transactions for low amounts like this, guys? What are we looking for here? With these receipts, what are we trying to find? What are we thinking that a person bought here that would be useful or that would be used for under $3 here? I don't know. What are we thinking here, guys? This is an interesting one. Okay. Interesting one here. All right, moving on. Moving on to the next one here, guys. We're almost done. We're almost done with this beast. Yes, supplement 64, beast. All right, guys, let's keep going. So, next one, 12/1/2022. We got Herman placed a recorded phone call to regarding tip 4909. She stated she was currently in Boise and was not coming back to the Moscow area until January 2023. Herman passed this tip to Moscow Police Detective Blaker for an interview to be scheduled by Boise detectives. Okay, on the 6th, and that was it for that. Okay, I wonder if there's any follow-up there. On the 6th at approximately 12:30 p.m., Idaho State Police Detective Herman called at Blank answered the phone, and he answered the phone and stated he was on a Greyhound bus heading to Boise. Blank had very bad cell service and estimated he would make it to Boise around 4 p.m. All right. Detective Herman spoke with on 12/6 at approximately 4:30 p.m. Blank agreed to provide a voluntary DNA sample to assist in ruling himself out as a suspect. Blank, he reiterated he does not know the victims at all. Blank contact information with past Idaho State Police Boise detectives for collection of DNA, of the DNA sample. Okay, and then we have a follow-up, follow-up. On the 6th again, 2022, December 6th, all right, Idaho State Police Mr. Sproat contacted via phone and set up a meeting at 3 p.m. at Moscow Police Department. Once Burkett, Idaho State Police Detective Herman, and Sproat brought Blank into the interview. Okay. All right. Detective Herman explained why investigators were collecting voluntary DNA samples and asked him if he would also volunteer the IMEI number from his cell phone. After a short conversation, he explained he was not comfortable providing his DNA or the IMEI number, all right, to his cell phone. He did not provide his brother, he did provide his brother's phone number. The phone number is that. Blank left Moscow Police Department at approximately 3:10 p.m. All right, there you go. Some good vetting there. We have no idea what happened with that. This person also did not want to provide DNA or cell phone. And I guess we just left it there and no information. 12/7, December 7th, at approximately 11:30 a.m., Herman and Matthew Heinley placed a recorded call to Blank at Blank. Blank did not answer the phone, and Detective Herman left a voicemail. Blank called Detective Herman back and explained he was in the Coeur d'Alene, Idaho area. Detective Herman asked him if he was willing to meet with detectives in Coeur d'Alene and provide a voluntary DNA sample. He agreed. Detective Herman contacted Idaho State Police Detective Timothy Snell and passed along Blank's contact information. Snell agreed to meet with him. On December 7th, Detective Snell contacted Detective Herman and advised that Blank met with him and Idaho State Police Detective Leslie Lehman. He provided an interview and voluntary DNA. See Herman's recording, D11, D12 for details of phone calls, and ISP Detective Snell's interview report for further details. Okay, see what that's about. No further information is available at this time. All right, guys, last page of this, of supplement 64. Good grief. Okay, on December 15th now, at approximately 11:30 a.m., all right, Herman called at Detective Herman left a voicemail, and Blank called back at approximately 11:45, 15 minutes later. Detective Herman scheduled an interview for Friday, December 16th at 9 a.m. at the Idaho State Police District 1 office in Coeur d'Alene. On the 16th at approximately 9 a.m., Idaho State Police Detective Herman and ISP Detective Sergeant Jay Stennett interviewed at the District 1 office. Was accompanied by her sister, Blank waited in the lobby during the interview. The following is a summary of the recorded interview, okay? She reported her birthday to be blank of 2002, and her address in Post Falls, Idaho is that. Okay, when she is attending the University of Idaho, her address is this, in Moscow. She has a roommate named with a phone number of that. She stated she was at her mom's house, blank blank, in Post Falls, Idaho, on the evening of 11/12 for her mother's birthday party. She also stated her sister, and her sister's boyfriend, blank, were at this birthday party as well. She stated she did not hear about the unalivings until Sunday afternoon when blank blank told his mom about the murders, then told who then told her. She knew Xana when they were in blank in Post Falls. She did not keep much of a relationship with Xana after that. Okay? She believed her friends, blank blank and blank 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 blank, may have known Xana better while attending the University of Idaho. Blank blank's phone number was reported to be this. Phone number was reported to be that. She reported blank and blank blank live with her mom at that address. She responded blank works the night shift at this place and blank works at this place and there. Right? All right. She reported blank and blank may have seen Xana and Ethan the night of the unalivings. She did not have contact information for either of them. Detective Herman spoke with her and asked her if her white blank blank was at her mom's house in Post Falls during the night of the 12th. She reported her car never left her mom's house until the 13th in the afternoon when she drove it to work at there. Okay, see interview audio for details. No further info available at this time. All right, I believe this is the very last one, guys. Okay, so on December 16th at approximately 10 a.m., Idaho State Police Detective Herman and Tolson placed a recorded phone call to blank blank at that number. Detective Herman texted the photograph from tip 4925 to blank identified the male with blank to be this person. Date of birth 2002. All right, another 19, 20-year-old. Detective Herman requested a list of all the college students which were at the camper trailer during Parents' Weekend. Blank texted Herman multiple photographs and videos which were taken during Parents' Weekend. These photographs were downloaded onto a compact disc and entered into evidence. All right, that was Herman. That's all of his stuff. Oh boy, guys, that was a beast. What do you make of all that? Convoluted. Some people just didn't have any information. Some people don't want to give their DNA. Yeah, more and more. Okay, we're going to leave it right there, guys. We're going to pick it up later with 65. That was supplement 64. And now we get on to 65. We're at page, I think, 200 and some there. And we got another interview. Let's just going to preview this real quick. Okay, show the victims. Okay, witness 1. White female 20. White female 20. Acquaintance. With date of birth 2001. Witness 2, another white female 21. Witness 3. Witness 4, another white female 21. Hayden, Idaho. Witness 5, a white male 20. From Dalton Garden, Idaho. Another witness here. Another white female is 22. Eagle, Idaho, from Eagle, Idaho. All right. And that's it. And then that's where, okay, and then here's the narrative. Okay, we're going to leave it right there, guys. I love you all. Be on here a little bit later. Okay. All right. Bye bye, loves. Love you. Bye bye, babies. Bye bye.